So today we are going to discuss the defects of sight. Defects of sight. So before we go into defects of sight, let us learn about eye. Okay, eye is one of the important organ, sorry, sense organ. It senses the light. Very, very important. Okay, so in this the main part is the lens, because just now we have discussed about the lens. The main part is a lens. A small lens will be there in the eye. Okay. Of course, there are few more things. Cornea will be there, and some other parts will be there. Okay. So, cornea, aqueous humor, ciliary muscle, iris, pupil, all these things will be there, but we will see later. So, here retina will be there, and this is the eye structure, let us say, and at this part, retina will be there, this red color one. Okay. So, now here our main thing is the light rays or object will go through the, and they will fall on the eye, and then all these rays will get refracted at and pointed at, focused at retina. Okay, so this is the simple construction of eye. That means there will be a lens, that means convex lens will be there. Okay, and there will be a screen also. There will be a, of course, principal axis will be there, and there will be a screen. The screen is called as a cornea. I am just drawing the entire eye structure as a figure. So this is a eye lens, and this is a retina. Okay, this retina acts as a screen. So now here in front of the things will be objects, whatever. So then the light rays falls, and then they have to focus at retina. All these things. That means the principal focus is retina. This retina is so much adjusted between the lens and this, so all the light rays exactly focused on retina. And that means this is the focus part. From this focus part, the optical nerves will take these images. The image is formed on the focus images, and then they will be converted to the pictures and whatever. So optical nerves takes these images to the brain. Okay. Brain. So now, as long as this focus and the lens are proper, sometimes this lens is not a glass lens. It will be like a muzzle. So it may be contrasting, or it may become bulge, it may become thin, whatever. So, and sometimes what happens, the retina also get disturbed because of health issues. So if the lens bulges, then what happens? This focus also changes, because this focus depends on the lens. Okay, depends on the lens. If more, that means if it is more thick, then what happens? This focus will come forward. Suppose if it is less than this thin, then the focus will go beyond. So the focus changes. Focus sometimes go like this, sometimes come like this. This part. Okay. This part will move. Sometimes will come like this, sometimes will go like that. So when this focus moves forward or this away from the retina, that is screen, you may not be seeing the objects clearly. Blurred vision will be there and not clearly, so the clarity will go. If it is very far, then you can't see also, right? If the retina is not there, if the focus is not found, if the whatever, you cannot see also, right? So because of this changing the focus from the retina, either towards the lens or away from the retina, then what happened? You cannot see the images properly. Okay, that we call it as we have defects of sight. That means your sight has a defect due to the change of focus either towards the lens or away from the lens. So that's how you will be getting the defects. Okay, now let us consider this part and this part, right? So this part and this part. So then this is one defect and this is another defect, defect 1 and defect 2. Okay, away, this focus away is one defect and this focus is comes before is one more defect. So these two defects we usually call with the short sight and the long sight. Okay, if this comes forward, then what happens? We get myopia. Myopia. Okay, myopia. And if it goes the other thing, hypermetropia. That means if the lens, if the image goes, if the image goes, focus goes away, we call it as hypermetropia, and this is we call it as myopia. So that means then how this defects? Okay, so this myopia, right? Person, whoever has a problem of this focus, it just changes before. So they are called myopic persons. Myopic eye, we call it as myopic eye. These persons can see nearby object clearly and distant objects blurred. That means they cannot see distant object properly. Distant objects properly. That means they can see the near objects clearly. They can see near objects clearly. Whoever is having this myopic eye, they can see the near objects clearly. But they cannot see distant objects properly. Okay. Because this eye lens, due to this, the focus changes towards the eye due to the thickness of the eye lens become thick. Okay, so this is also called in short Paris, you have come very late. 10 minutes. You can see the recording later. Huh? You have come very late. Okay, so then we will go to the hypermetropia persons. Okay, so then hypermetropia persons, what happened? They can see distant objects clearly opposite. They can see distant objects clearly. Distant objects clearly and cannot see long. Cannot see longer objects. Sir, cannot see objects near objects, sir. Okay. So this whoever is having a hypermetropia, they can see the distant objects clearly and cannot see right near objects properly. That means they will get a blurred image. They will have a blurred image. Okay. So these are the two defects. So why myopia will come? Because the eye lens become thicker. That is why the persons will get myopia defect. So at the same time, what is the reason for hypermetropia? Why the people will get hypermetropia? Because the eye lens becomes thinner. So due to thinner, that means it become thin. Eye lens will become thin. Okay, so that is the reason the people who have my hypermetropia, they can see the long distant objects very clearly. That means in this the focus will be here, in this the focus will be before. So these are the two defects. Okay, that means what are the two defects? Myopia is one, myopia, and the other one is hypermetropia. Hypermetropia. One is myopia, the other one is hypermetropia. Okay, there is one more defect is also there, one more defect. And this is also called short-sightedness. Other name for myopia is short-sightedness, and our other name for hypermetropia is long-sightedness. So why short-sightedness? Because they see near objects clearly. That is why they are having short-sightedness. Hypermetropia, they cannot see nearby objects clearly. That is why they are calling it long-sightedness, short-sightedness, and long-sightedness. So, what lens we have to use? How to correct this? How to correct this defect? Because this defect will be corrected. Every defect will be connected. When you have an eye problem, where you will go? You will go into eye doctor, optician. Okay. So ophthalmologist. Then what happened? He will check your eyesight by putting some chart in front of you. So then he will be finding out where the focus is there. Okay. So then he will try to bring that focus. Say this is this is retina. Okay, this is the focus. The rays will be here. Okay. So then he will keep some lenses here, some lenses, and then this focus he will try to bring it here. Okay. If this focus will be bring it here, then what happened? You will be seeing the objects clearly. So for that what happened? A concave lens is to be used. A concave because either thick हो गया ना, it become thicker. इसलिए concave lens is to be used. When the ophthalmologist, doctor will be keeping the concave lenses here. So then slowly he will change this size of the thickness of the concave lenses and he will try to bring it to this point so that you will see all the letters, you will read all the letters clearly. So to correct this myopia, we need to use concave lens. Okay. So in the same way, you have this is retina and the focus is here. Okay. Focus is here. So this focus is to be brought on the retina. So because it become thin, so here they will be using convex lens. So the doctor use convex lens and he keeps in front of the eye. So this focus will be brought on the retina. Okay, so that you can see the objects clearly. So for correcting the lens, what lenses will be used for long sightedness? That means hypermetropia. So we see convex lens. We use convex lens. Okay. So here are the questions. What is myopia? Myopia, it is a defect of sight. The people can see near objects clearly and distant objects cannot see clearly. So that is myopia. And how do you correct the defect? So this myopia will be corrected by using the lens concave, by using concave lens. Then what is hypermetropia? How are you going to say this? This is a defect of sight. The people who are having this defect of sight that can see the distant objects clearly and cannot see the near objects clearly. So, and it is to be corrected by using convex lens. So then one more question may come. What is the reason the people will get myopia? The reason is the islands become thickness. If the islands become thick, the people will get myopia. Then what is the reason for hypermetropia? The reason for hypermetropia, that is long-sightedness, is the eye lens will become thinner. That is the reason these people who gets this sight have this hypermetropia. Okay? I hope you understand. There are few more defects that you are going to learn in 10th class. Okay. Hope happy learning. Please subscribe RS Academy so that you will be getting all the alerts and see ravishankar.online website for the latest classes, virtual classes, and the latest live sessions. Okay. please subscribe RS Academy and go through ravishankar.online for the latest live sessions schedules. Thank you.